Hey, my guys. Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. My name is Joe. I'm here with my boy Pete.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And we have a very special guest with us today. So, when we started this podcast, I kind of had it in my head that there were going to be a number of special guests that we would want to bring on the show. And our guest today is one of those people. And originally it was, because of who he was to the Magic community. He's like this personality, right? You hear his boisterous laugh throughout the Magic cons over the noise and bustle of everything that's going on. But more importantly, his heartfelt kindness is enjoyed by everybody. And even those that don't know him well, I think people that play him in tournaments meet him and they're like, man, this guy is just super nice and happy. But now, our boy Vinnie Fino took down RC Houston. Vinnie, welcome to the show, brother. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Dude, it's crazy, right? Like, you did it, man.
Yeah, it feels like a dream. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, dude. Like, my feeling is, like, obviously so happy for you, but, like, legitimately, like, proud of you. Like, I'm, like, proud that somebody I'm that close to, like, took down the RC bros. Like,
Yeah, it's I really still don't have words for it, to be honest.
yeah, man. Well, you earned it, dude.
Well, welcome to the
Thank
cast, Vinny.
Yeah, for sure.
Super blessed to know you, and I couldn't be more happy that you won.
No,
Yeah,
thank you
man.
so much.
And I feel like we're lucky, right? Like Pete and I just started this thing. It's like one of our close Magic buddies, like took it down, dude. It's like this is amazing. So we're obviously going to break a little bit from our usual discussion with like upcoming events and the metagame breakdown. We are going to discuss through Vinny's experience, how taking down the tournament and how the modern metagame played into that. But first, we just want to hear a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Vinny.
Yeah, I grew up in Maryland, but I guess I'm from Los Angeles now.
Okay, yeah.
I've been playing competitively for about 8 years. The last, give or take, like 6 to 8 months, I've really been an insane incline of Magic prowess for me. Being able to like continue to play the game and enjoy it, and be good at it. So I'm super thankful for all of my friends around me who boost me up and help me improve.
Yeah, man. I think, the community that we build around ourselves in this game is way more important than our performance. And obviously, your words are a testament to that. So, this is your first qualification for the Pro Tour, right? So, congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, so what do you feel like you've done to level up? And because obviously, you top aided that MXP event, right?
Yeah.
You've been killing it recently. So what have you done that has kind of resulted in that high level success? Where's that coming from, you think?
To be completely honest, I just started playing decks that I found more fun than others.
Nice, dude.
I was playing like Gorios, and I just didn't have any fun. Like, the vibes were horrible. I just had hands that had like 2 Gorios and Ephemerates and Prismatics in hand, and I was like, dude, what am I doing? I can't, like, these spells like don't progress the game at all. I had hands where I had like 3 Atraxes in hand. I had games where like I had Fateful Mendings, and like I was able to put all of the the Gorio targets in the bin, but just like never found the Gorios, never found a threat. Just like the vibes were horrendous. And then Joseph Plavisi, one of my teammates, was like, hey, you should just try this deck, it's fun. And I was like, all right. And I played a league with it, and I went 3-2 because I had no idea what I was doing. But I was like, man, it was so fun to just play with Dragon Fan and Belia, and Riddler is really fun, and Flayed is awesome, and Fable the Mirror Breaker is one of my favorite cards ever. So like, the vibes were just so good that I'd have been so upset at myself if I didn't play the deck.
Yeah, man, like the resurgence of Ragavan, right? Like it kind of fell off a cliff, I would say, because of like Ocelot Pride, right?
Well, and
Absolutely.
also everybody was playing Bowmaster, and nobody's playing Bowmaster anymore, right?
Yeah, so
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so and like all the cards you just named are individual, like super individually powerful, right?
Yeah.
And then the deck just
Yeah.
has like hyper efficient removal or cards like Flage that are removal and a serious threat. So yeah, man, that's good. I think that playing a deck that you enjoy is a good thing.
Yeah, and then like to continue on the decks I enjoy, like I was playing VV um, before all of the like mono red bans, like VV Cauldron.
Uh huh.
Like when they had like the City of Brass as like the store champs promo. Um, I was like, dude, this deck is so fun. And then it just so happened to be that it was the best deck. But I played it because it was just fun to play.
Yeah, same thing. As soon as I saw Paulo in that pro tour, I built
Yeah.
it that weekend. I was like, this deck,
Dude.
I love this deck.
Pete, same. I bought VBs and Cauldrons that week.
That's
Oh
awesome.
really? That's good.
Yeah, that Monday when I went into work, I bought them.
Yeah, I was kind of, I don't know, I maybe a little bit more distant from that. I guess my obsession with blue white control kind of blinded me a little bit.
Still does. Still does.
You and Matt. It is what it is.
But yeah, probably gonna end up playing Vivi in Elmhurst for the NRG. Looking forward to that. But
Yeah.
so yeah, before we kind of deep dive into your tournament success, I think now is a good time to talk about the modern metagame, and then we'll kind of talk about how you arrived at some of your specific deck choices, and then maybe talk about your overall tournament experience. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so the data that we have here, there'll be a link to it in the show notes. If you're having issues with that, please let us know. We want to make sure you're able to kind of follow along. We'll also be sharing this data on our social media accounts. We have a Blue Sky set up. We have Twitter set up. Going to get a Facebook going here as well, so you can kind of follow along with our discussion. But ultimately, I think the information that I've tabulated here is coming from SEG's website and from Melee. So you can look at it there if you're having issues accessing the information with our links. But so on day one, Blink variants were the most represented deck, 12.6% of the meta. And that includes obviously Jeskai Blink and Esper Blink. And Vinny, I'm not sure how that breakdown looks overall between like Esper Blink and Jeskai Blink. Obviously, in the top 32, there were a lot more Jeskai Blinks, but do you think a lot of people were still playing these other Blink variants, whether it's Orzhov or Esper?
Yeah, when I was walking around all of my matches were done like pretty quickly. So when I was walking around trying to just like calm down and relax myself after rinsing whoever I played against, I did see a bunch of like I would walk to the lower tables because some friends were not undefeated or X and 1. Maybe I'd go to like table 80 or 90, and I saw a bunch of Esper. So dude, like it felt like almost every other table had at least one, or every other seat had at least one Esper player, or you know what I'm trying to say. But it definitely just felt like there was a whole lot of it around the room.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so-
Pete has some data
Yeah.
for us.
So I'm looking at the data here that Optimus Tom. If you don't follow him. He posted. It breaks down each version of the Blink deck. So there was 69 Esper Blinks. We had 32 Jeskai Blinks, and then 24 of the blue-white Blink decks. So I know it was before the tournament. Esper Blink was the deck that I said that I would take to the tournament, and it only put one in the top 32, which is crazy to me. So I picked wrong, but
I mean, I know that at the Pro Tour, right, we saw Ely Cassis and Matt Costa, both skilled and respected players, bring Jeskai Blink when it kind of
Yeah.
wasn't on anybody's radar really.
Correct. Yeah.
And obviously, the exact version today is a little bit different, but um, kind of shows some initial, you know, groundbreaking from them. I think it's fair to say. Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, uh, there were I think 4 Jeskai Blink decks in top 32. Only one Esper Blink deck, even though it was, twice as much meta share on day one. Right, 32 to 69, right?
Three times.
Well, 64, right, would be 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's
can't.
all right,
I can't do math. That's why I'm bad at Magic.
it's all good. And then Esper Goryo's third most represented deck, 10.3% of the meta. And then in between, like 6 and 8%, Is It Prowess, Boros Energy, Eldrazi Tron, Domain Zoo, Is It Affinity, and then number of Brood Scale, Belcher, Azorius Control, Eldrazi Ramp, all between like 3 and 5%, and then Birthing Ritual, Ruby Storm, Oculus Mill, all below 2%. And then other decks on day one represented a little over 10% of the day one meta share. You know, kind of saw the greatest increase in its meta share from day one to day two, proportionally speaking, was Is It Affinity. So Is It Affinity day one was 6.3%. Day two, it represented 10.2%.
Oh yeah.
So big increase there. And then
That also put 4 in the top 32.
yeah. And then
Jump there.
Amulet Titan, 16.7% of day two, basically like a 40% increase in its meta share from day one to day two. So obviously Titan still doing very well. This Birthing Ritual deck is kind of something we started seeing some streamers starting to play a little bit more. And I'm not sure if this Birthing Ritual breakdown includes decks like Samwise. I don't know if that's on your list, Pete. But we obviously saw a Simic Birthing Ritual, so that was kind of cool to see that deck.
You're cutting out a little bit from me there, Joe. I didn't really hear a whole lot of what you said.
Oh yeah, man, that's sorry. I maybe having a little bit of connectivity issues. Um, can you? We'll just kind of have to play it by ear, and hopefully it goes okay. Um, just let me know if you have trouble.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
If you have trouble hearing me, all right.
So yeah, the Simic Birthing Ritual deck that Kamari played was there was 5 copies, 61% win rate.
And then how many?
Oh, okay, wow.
How many Samwise decks were there?
I don't know. There's an Abzan Birthing Ritual deck. That's
assume
probably
that's
Samwise. There was 10 copies with a 47% win rate.
Okay, so Samwise had a sub 50% win rate. That makes sense. So, and then kind of some of the biggest losers, right? Obviously, Belcher has fallen off.
Well,
yeah,
steadily.
that was like such a.
I don't know if that's a big.
Man, that was.
Go ahead, Pete.
Sorry, I don't know if that's a big fall off, right? It had a 43% win rate at the Pro Tour and a 42.7 win rate this weekend.
Yeah, but it was still the second most represented deck at the Pro Tour. So in 3 weeks, it went from being 13% at the PT to being, a 4.2% deck at the RC.
Right. So
yeah, I mean, and obviously its win rate at the PT, contributed that. Yeah. But then, I mean, even going into, day 2 and beyond, like, it had, only half of. Basically, there was a 4.2% meta share for Belcher day 1, and then 2.4% on day 2. So its meta share was cut in half from day 1 to day 2. So pretty poor performance in that regard.
Yeah.
And then, what are some other decks that didn't do so well
The
otherwise?
Grixis Reanimator had 10 copies day 1, 0 day 2.
Oh, really? Just like didn't
Yeah,
make it
and
at all,
that
huh?
was one of the decks I was testing.
Was that in the other camp here? It must have been on day one because it's not broken out
Yeah,
by
probably.
by Star City. But then, some interesting stuff. So Boros stayed pretty steady between day one and day two, but obviously, like into the top 32, had a huge, increase in meta share. And I don't know if you could attribute that to people having more reps with the deck, like being, just better players, having, being more comfortable. Because it was 8% of day two, but it made up almost 16% of the top 32. Um, it put what, 4 or 5 decks into the top 32?
I just counted five,
Five,
and
yeah.
yeah, I think I think the deck is still just busted.
Yeah,
Like I think its amulet matchup is probably not insane because it just died.
right.
Um, and like I genuinely thought Gorios was gonna be more represented in the top 32. I'm like genuinely surprised that I'm only counting one in the top 32.
Yeah,
Um, which is, dude, I think that's crazy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Same kind of. I have a similar feeling, right? And maybe it was because I don't know, people who were competent with Gorios picked up something else, and then because I mean, you even see it in the day one to day two results, right? 10% to 7% from day one to day two. So
yeah,
a 30% drop in its meta share, and then obviously just that one guy, and I forgot his name. I want to say
No,
Neil.
Noe.
Noe.
No, yeah. So he was the only undefeated at the end of day one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So obviously he was piloting it well, but yeah, maybe that's a contributing factor to some of what we're seeing here. Um,
Yeah, I feel like there just should have been more Gorios in top 32. I don't know. This is like crazy. I didn't even realize he was the only one.
yeah, I mean, it, so what are Gorios' bad matchups? Do we have that here? No. Yeah, we'll have to.
I'd imagine Affinity can't be all that good.
Yeah, it just gets under it quick, and it has a bunch of Tormod scripts main that
Yeah,
disrupt their combo. That makes sense. How about Amulet Titan?
I feel like it should be fine against Amulet. They play like Force Main. They have Solitude. There's Subtlety in the board.
Yeah, and then they have like a relatively fast finisher with a reanimated Gristlebrand
Yeah,
or Detraxa. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. I guess I would. I haven't looked at that like that breakdown for win rates based on matchup for Gorios, but it's still one of the most popular decks, right? Top three. Still put somebody in the top eight, but certainly not as strong of a performance. Kind of on the later half of the tournament, kind of converting into the winners metagame.
yeah,
So brute scale, that was kind of one of these decks that I've been paying attention to, and it had a pretty steady meta share from day one to day two, 4.5 to 5%, and then it put a couple lists into the top 32, so that's good. I don't think there were any brute
yeah.
scale decks in top eight though, right?
No, no, there
No,
wasn't.
no. But the only other interesting piece of information that I'm seeing here is how well a couple Azorius control decks and Eldrazi ramp decks converted from day two into the top 32.
Yeah,
But and I don't know if you could kind of, because those seem like solid decks, but maybe you really have to, I don't know, get lucky or have a lot of reps with the deck to know exactly what kind of hand to keep against a particular opponent.
I feel
Obviously.
like
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like with the open deck list, like it just makes it really easy to know what hand you're supposed to keep.
Yeah. So do you think that is one of the reasons why, for Azorius Control and Eldrazi Ramp, that why they're seeing that kind of... Because they're in a way, they're both kind of the most control-ish type decks in
Yeah,
the format, right? Like
yeah,
they're kind of playing to the late game and trying to control the early game with like sweepers, right? Even in Eldrazi Ramp's case, it's the same thing. Or they're trying to like, stone rain you with sowing Microspawn. I
Yep.
don't know, but
yeah. I played against the lady that ended up in ninth, um, and she
oh
against her, I I ended up keeping like a Ragavan in my opener, but the rest of my hand was like not very good. Um, but I think like in the blind, like I have to mulligan that hand like all day.
why why do you say that?
It's just
Just
like
go ahead.
knowing I'm against control. It's like Ragavan is like probably the most important card. Um, my hand was like Ragavan, Prismatic Ending, Fable, and just lands.
Mm,
Which like I know saying that like against a lot of matchups like you just can't keep that hand.
yeah,
Like against Boros, like I would want to keep it. But I think that's something that like you might have to send back because you're gonna want like Solitude or Flage, along with ending. Ragavan is like just has no text against Boros.
yeah, right,
Uh, like if you just play it and they play the cat with first strike, it's like the game's just over. Like you don't.
right. You have a
It doesn't matter.
dead
Like the
card
game's
on your
literally
side.
just like yeah, like you just mulliganed. So you might as well just actually mulligan. Um,
Yeah,
and then the prismatic ending is like not very good against control. So it was really the hope Ragavan connects, which it didn't, and then play Faithful on two, and then discard like land ending and hopefully redraw from there to like look for things that like might matter. But in game one, it's like Solitude is a dead card, and I drew Solitude for my draws, and then she killed me like 6 turns later with Planeswalkers.
oh man. So you didn't keep the prismatic ending?
Uh, no, I bottomed the prismatic ending.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because I feel like using a prismatic ending to maybe take out a Teferi or an Arset might be like a reasonable consideration, right? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah. I ended up keeping like Consign in case she had like Solitude, but she didn't have Solitude. She just ending it.
Yeah, I watched her match up against
Was
Is
that-
It Prowess
Yeah.
for her winning into top 8 that she ultimately lost.
Yeah.
And I believe she lost to Sam Clayton. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty close. Pretty well. It didn't look very close. I think game 2 specifically, Prowess just did its thing, and she drew too many lands and lost. But
Oh yeah, that's nice.
yeah, but it's kind of speaking about Eldrazi Ramp. It makes me feel like we need to shout out, the other people who did
Yeah.
well at the tournament, right? So, obviously Damien, he
Oh yeah.
finished 19th on Eldrazi Ramp, so shout out to Damien, good work. Ivan finished 32 with Jeskai Blink, dude, good work. And then,
Oh yeah.
Our boy Victor finished 25th with Amulet Titan.
yeah, man. So Victor's first Pro Tour qualification, so congratulations to him as well.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah, and then our buddy Kevin Hernandez made top 64 on Tron, Eldrazi Tron, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, he finished 42nd.
yeah, so solid performance. Probably just barely missed top 32. I think top 32. There were a handful of 11 fours that made it, so he literally missed it on breakers. So
Ooh.
yeah, but yeah, good work from him. Anyway, and yeah, as I'm looking for Kevin's name in this list, I'm seeing another Azorius Control player at 36th who was 10-2-3. Man, the curse of
Oh
control.
my god.
3 draws, dude. Ugh. So
Just
that's kind of the meta, right? So do you want to talk about like what your testing process was like, who you were testing with? I'm not sure, how much of that is like trade secret with your team.
Oh no, it should be. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, so a lot of my testing was initially I was playing the Johnny Gutman as for Goyo deck, but like I said earlier, I just like really didn't vibe with it too much, unfortunately. And then Joseph Aglisi and Michael Simonetti were playing like this Jeskai deck. And I was just watching them play, and I'm like, dude, that seems so fun. Like, wow, I should try that out. And Joseph was like, yeah, it's really fun. You should just try it and see if you like it. So yeah, I played it and definitely really vibed with it. And honestly, a lot of my testing was just like asking them questions. I didn't due to work, like I didn't really get the chance to play a whole lot.
Yeah.
I probably locked in my deck like 2 weeks before the event, and I probably played maybe like 6 or 7 leagues. But a lot of it was just like me asking them questions, watching them play, like asking why they did that, like, and then a whole lot of like playing TFT to like not stress about it and get my mind off of it.
Nice, dude. Well, it worked, man. It worked.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but
so I mean,
definitely gonna.
Would you say that, like, obviously the deck is very good. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to belittle your skill when I ask you this, but like, obviously we all talk about luck when it comes to our performance. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I've told you this before. I've told Pete this. Like, it's obviously better lucky than good, but I also think you have to be good enough to understand that you're getting lucky.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's great.
Any so you kind of talked about in the interview that you had with Nick Miller at the end, you kind of talked about how you and Ivan kind of were like, all right, what is the final 75 going to be? What were some of the cards that you were still deciding on?
Yeah, so we were so I told Nick, like, me and like Ivan went to another seat. I got up, I sat across from him. I was like, all right, brother, what are we doing, And he's like, okay, well, I'm not playing 12 snare. Like, you don't have to follow me into the dark if you don't want to. And I was like, oh, whatever, man. Like, let's slam it. So he ended up playing Galvanic Discharge, and I played Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
The only reasoning he played it was to just like Dark Ritual the Wrath of the Skies. And
I see.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't get myself to do it. So I played Lightning Bolt, and Bolt won me like 3 matches. So
No way.
Really? I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, Bolt won me like 3 matches for sure.
Just like got you across the finish line at the end, or?
Yeah, they're at like one game I played, they were at 9, and I escaped Flage, played the Flage from my hand, and then bolted them. Yeah, like...
You had that much...
It was Exexies.
Yeah, because we were talking last night, and we were like, why only 1 bolt?
Yeah.
We just wanted one more instant speed removal spell. That was it.
Okay.
Literally, like, it was preference, whatever you wanted to play.
And then one question. The PT list had 4 White Orchid Phantoms, and you guys had 4 Charmaw. How'd that come about?
Yeah, so in testing, we realized that like White Orchid was supposed to be much better against Amulet, but it didn't feel like it was. Because they just played like, I played against lists that played 4 basics. And it's like, okay, like, blow up your land, they like only go down 1 mana. They like, go down 1 mana. Ephemerate, they only go down 1, and then they just still kill me with Scapeshift. And I was like, dude, I'm so off of it. Cause like, and then I played against like Eldrazi Ramp, and like same exact problem. It was like, okay, I'll get a basic. Okay, I'll get a basic. Okay, I'll get a basic. Like, hard cast my thing. Like, all right, well, like I spent so much resources and so much effort into trying to cut you down on mana, and it didn't even freaking matter.
Gotcha.
And then we realized how much better Charmaw was because the clock was just absolutely insane.
And they don't get a land, right? And it can still be fairly cheap, right?
Yeah. So like, dude, I've cast so many just 4 mana Charmaws that
were good enough.
Yeah,
right?
just it was double the power. It actually just blows up the land.
Yeah, I mean, it's a statement. You have 4 Charmaws in your sideboard, right? Not
Yeah.
2,
So
4, right? Like,
yeah. So we were able to fix like the colorless matchups, like like Eldrazi Tron and like I guess Eldrazi Ramp as well. Um, while making the Titan matchup quote unquote slightly worse. But when I was talking about it with Ivan, he was just like, "Yeah, do whatever. Let's just bring in 4 Trauma against Amulet. Like, they have enough lands that are colorless or that tap for colorless that it should be like even 3 mana for Trauma is better than 2 mana for a Phantom."
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, so let's talk about, I mean, because if you don't mind, I guess you want to just run us through like your sideboard philosophy for like these top few decks, like maybe the Mirror, Amulet Titan, and Gorios.
Yeah. So for the mirror, we were cutting. I'll be honest. I only played the mirror in the quarters.
Okay.
And then after I seen that Slacks, my teammate Jesse, was gonna be my quarterfinals opponent, I got up, I ran out, and I'm like, "Yo, what are we doing in the mirror? What is the plan? Like, this is what I want to bring in, but like I'm not super sure what we're supposed to take out. Like what do you think of?"
So
Like,
Vinny, you saying that, I was actually watching the the stream on YouTube, and I had found out that you were gonna top, and I swear I saw you have that conversation with Ivan in the kind of the tables, like on
oh,
their
that's so awesome.
in their like screensaver. I'm like, dude, I bet they're talking about sideboard plans right now.
Yeah, yeah. So we that's so awesome. Yeah, we brought in. Let me pull up my sideboard guide real quick, and I'll tell you what we did for the mirror.
Now, I know you guys got a guide coming out soon, so don't give away too many secrets.
Oh, true. Check
Yeah.
out me and Ivan Espinosa's guide. It's gonna be on X.
Oh, you're just gonna post it, or
Uh,
it's just gonna be like a link to kind of like what Ivan and Damien
yeah,
have.
it's gonna be exactly the same thing. Me
Oh,
and
okay.
Ivan are working on
Okay.
yeah. But so we ended up for the matchup, we ended up cutting Ragathans. I don't have it written down on my notes, so I'll be honest, I completely forgot the other cards that I cut.
Okay.
But Slacks was saying that I should have cut Felia and left in Ragavans. So I think there's like some stuff definitely up for discussion, especially with how much more I think there's going to be Jeskai Blink in the room in Vegas compared to Houston.
Okay.
Right. We'll probably see a huge uptick, right?
I would hope so.
So what are you taking out and bringing in versus Titan?
Versus Titan, I brought in the 4 Charmaw, the 2 Subtlety, a Force of Negation, and the Surgical.
Okay.
Charmaw and Subtlety are like pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Force of Negation, you just need to counter the Scape Shift or a way to interact with the Scape Shift. The whole game plan, like if you go back and watch the coverage, like there was a lot of turns where I just ephemerated the Riddler instead of attacking with it for 4. It's like like your clock doesn't matter as much. You just need to have the interaction in your hand.
Yeah, at any time, because unless they're dead, they can kill you on the next turn, right?
Yeah, unless they're at 100%. Unless they're at 0, like you could just be dead on your turn.
Right.
So a lot of the times where like you'll go back and you'll see, and Corey or Jim will be like, "Oh, I don't really like him missing out on the 4 damage here by ephemerating the Riddler," but it's like I just have no interaction in hand. Like I can't just accept having 2 cards in hand that do nothing and
Yeah.
attacking him for 4 more when he's not dead on the next turn. Like the clock didn't change too much.
Yeah,
I had to.
I remember them mentioning that, but I don't remember how the clock changed by you not attacking with it. But I assume that's what you were going for, right? Because I know what Titan can do out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
So Wrath
Yeah.
of the Skies, is your main deck Wrath of the Skies coming out?
Yeah. I don't think that they're playing to like make a bunch of guys, and like, if that's their game plan, like you're just gonna win that game anyways.
Yeah.
Like you have 4 Solitude, 2 Ephemerate, you have Prismatic Ending, you have March, and don't get me wrong, those cards are taxed in the matchup, due to like Amulet Titan and Aftermath Analysis. And like you've seen in the game, like I I pitched the Flage to march his Arboreal Grazer to connect the Dragon Fan. Like, you know what I mean?
I did see
it's
that.
like,
but you had an active. I thought that was a great play too, because you had an active Riddler, right? And so,
yeah.
and I think you already had another Flage in the graveyard. I might be mistaken on that, but I think you were like trying to shrink your hand so you could get that other draw to draw towards more meaningful interaction.
Yeah, that's exactly. I appreciate you knowing what I was doing. That's exactly what I was trying to do. I was just looking for like another Solitude, an Ephemerate, a Force of Negation, a Subtlety, a freaking you name it.
Yeah, I assume the Teferis come out in this matchup too, right?
Yeah, that's a very. You could argue to leave them in on the play due to the like Saga, but I just don't feel like it's really all that necessary or really does anything. Like, you could you just cast it and then you maybe pick up on their Saga and they untap, play it, cast an Amulet and you die.
How many?
Or they just cast Amulet and you die.
How many Sagas did you exile with March?
I did it mostly against Affinity. I didn't do it against Titan at all. I played against Titan twice. Oh no, I guess I did it once in the Swiss. But it was like on a later turn. It was maybe on like turn 3 or 4. Like it wasn't on turn 1 with the trick on the stack.
Okay. Yeah, 1 mana Stone Rain, pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just Time Walk for a single white mana is pretty good.
Yeah, that was a great match to watch. Great job.
Thank you.
So did you guys add the subtleties to the side?
We were initially on 1, and we had a Spell Snare on the board.
Okay.
And me and Ivan played, I want to say maybe we played like 20 games of Goryo versus Jeskai, and I was on Jeskai. And I got rinsed, y'all. It was so... oh my god, it was so bad. I won maybe 3 of the 20 games. I won 0 of like the pre-board games. And like... I was playing my heart out. I was trying so hard. You know, Ivan was on the phone with his girlfriend, like not even paying that much attention. I was just getting absolutely rinsed. I was so flustered. We went post-board, and like I won the first 2 post-board, and then I lost the next, 7 or 8 or whatever.
What were you bringing in?
I brought in Ghost Hacking, Surgical, Force Negation, and a Skill Dispute.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we trimmed on Wrath of the Skies, like has no text.
Yeah.
Ephemerates, just due to them having Ephemerate and Solitude. Cutting a Flage. And cutting the March as well. But yeah, like I won the first 2 post-board, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not all that bad. And then he like hung up the phone on his girlfriend and just rinsed me. He sat up in his chair, and I was just like, no, I'm done.
So what was the logic with then why remove the Spell Snares? Because that seems kind of like what you want to be doing against Goryo.
It just felt like the matchup was so bad. It's like, why would you like play cards to make your like 80-20 matchup better when you can just play cards to make your 55-45 matchup better? Was kind of like what the thought process was. And like Prismatic Ending kind of made all of our like maybe 55% win rate matchups to like maybe 58%, or maybe even 60%, depending on the matchup. Like against Boros, it's probably a little bit more. Prismatic Ending was just like absolutely insane. And then Wrath of the Skies also, like, I won a game against Affinity where they went turn, like, they were on the play. And they went turn 2 Kappa Cannoneer, and I like untapped Wrath for 0. They just had like the Spire Bluff Canal and a Kappa in play, and then I just played to the board. I blocked it with Ragavan. I blocked it with Ophelia. I just started casting my creatures, and eventually I drew a consign. I was able to like Solitude. And then consign the War Trigger and keep it in play. which was the guy was like, okay, and then Solitudes, and I'm like, no, I replicated it. He's like, huh? I'm like, I'm replicating the consigns. They keep Solitude and counter the word trigger. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
So busted.
I love that play.
Yeah. How many consigns did you use with Felia to keep their creature exiled?
In testing, it was a whole lot, but in actuality, it was like none. I think Felia was my most killed creature of the tournament.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that you went to only 3 Felia. Was that kind of a concession on the curve, or what was the?
There's like it's some post somewhere. I don't remember who posted it, but it was like you play 4 of those if you want to see multiple per game, 3 if you want to see it once, 2 if you want to see it like halfway through the game, and then 1 is like silver bullets, right?
Right.
And like we just wanted to see Felia game. Like we're playing 4 Ragnavan because after they kill the first one, we want to dash the second one.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of why, like, we went to like 3 on some of these numbers.
And I'm assuming you're keeping in all your consigns against Titan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you just
you need to keep those in. Like Fable is like, I think, just good enough. But I also ended up cutting Fable into Fairy.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah, we're just sitting here staring at your list, trying to think of any other questions we might have. I mean, obviously, you made it look amazing, and you obviously had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, this was some of the most fun I've had playing Magic in a very long time.
Yeah, dude, I bet, man. That kind of a run, what? You're 13-1-1 in the Swiss?
Yeah, 16-1-1 to finish it all.
And
yeah,
then
that was great.
What did you draw with?
I drew with Andrew, the Affinity player in top 8.
Okay. And then what was your loss to?
I think it was in round 8. I lost to Peter Handy. He was playing Boros Energy.
Okay. Was it a close matchup, or?
I just kind of like, I felt like I was finally getting tired from like the rounds going like 20 minutes over every round.
Yeah.
And like I was getting a little sloppy. So like after losing that one, I definitely woke myself up and tried to finish out strong.
And you did. I was
Yes,
following along on Melee, just rooting for you. I was like 8-1, and then 9-1, then 10-1, then 11-1. I was like, yes, Vinny, let's go.
Yeah, man, you had some wins against some notable players, right? Like, Collins Mullen. He's no sucker. He's a good Magic player. He's been around a while. Obviously Jesse Hampton, right? Teammate of yours.
Oh yeah, that one was honestly I'll be completely honest. That was like the only person I was like a little bit afraid of playing against. Just in testing, he just kind of like didn't lose.
Oh,
period.
Yeah.
Yeah, just period. He just didn't lose.
Well, those are the.
So I was definitely afraid to play against him, but it just kind of. I just wanted it more, man. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say.
Your card showed up and you did it, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. Like also to go back on Slacks, I have to say how thankful I am for him. When I joined Scrap Heap, I was definitely like felt like I didn't belong, and maybe they were just being nice to have me around, and but I told him that, and he was just like, hey, like don't be like that, like if we didn't want you here, you wouldn't be here, and don't feel like you're not welcome. So I just want to say thank you again to Jesse. That was some incredibly nice things to say.
Yeah, man, and having people like that on your team that work you over again and again, I mean, that's how you get better, right? I think,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Playing with the best, that, kind of helps you learn where your mistakes are, where your weaknesses are. And obviously the really good teammates, not only do they beat you, but they try to correct you and discuss these lines. And having those people around you is key to getting better at the game, for sure.
Absolutely. And I just want to let you know that anybody that you're around is lucky to be around you.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Thank you so much, Pete. Thank you.
For sure, man. Like, whatever. Like, you won an RC, but I mean, I'll go back to what I said at the beginning. Like, I wanted to have you on here just literally just to like record your laugh for 15 minutes and like put it on the put it on the internet to share with the world and like.
Yeah. I showed your post tournament interview to my wife and then my mom, and they fell in love with you right there.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. We heard Jim Davis and Corey Baumeister kind of in their wrap up at the end of the tournament. I remember Corey. He was just like, "I love Vinnie." That's like basically like was like the summary of what he said at the end, and it I don't know, man. I guess while we're on that topic, right? Like we were kind of talking about it before we started the podcast, and I think now we're making a full circle back to it, which we said we wanted to do. But in your interview, Nick Miller, I think his final question to you was, well, what are your goals for the rest of the season or whatever, what are your goals moving forward, something like that. And you like didn't hesitate. Your response was keep having fun. And that to me, not only does that reflect on like who you are as a person, but I think that is a lesson for all of us to not forget what it is that we're doing with this game. I know a lot of people put a lot of time into it. But yeah, dude.
Yeah. You said earlier that a lot of people are, trying to make it like treating it like a job. And I just want to like, that sucks. This is the greatest board game of all time. Like, people should just enjoy it for what it is. Win, lose, or draw. Like, this is the greatest game ever.
Yeah, and I mean,
like, I want to stress enough, like, game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget why we all started playing in the first place.
Right.
Yeah,
just because we loved it and it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, and obviously there are people who are making a living off of the game, right? And, props to those people for sure. I mean, they obviously contribute to the community in a meaningful way, and we need those folks. But I think the vast majority of us, and even those people too, right, that treat it like a job, maybe they need to hear it more than the rest of us, that it is still just a game. Yeah. Right? And it is meant to be enjoyed, right? It's meant to have fun. So yeah, I thought that was awesome. Any other like notable experiences from the tournament you want to share with us?
Yeah, it still feels like a dream, man. I don't even have, again, like, I still don't know words to say. I'm just stoked. I'm so thankful, and I don't even have words to say to people. I know I said it already, but it just still feels like a dream,
Yeah. It's all good, man. Being grateful makes life a lot easier. You can go through life counting your blessings. It'll be a lot more enjoyable.
Much better life that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and you're not dreaming. You're the champ.
Yeah, dude. You did it.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, I've had a lot of people I haven't talked to in a very long time message me and say congrats, hope you're doing okay, and it's crazy.
So what's up, dude? Vegas right around the corner.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You're gonna go stay with
Vegas will be interesting.
With your parents, right?
Yeah, yes sir.
Can me and Pete come sleep in your driveway or what, dude?
Yeah, I'll rent a van and sleep in your parents' driveway for sure.
Yeah, but looking forward to seeing you out there for sure.
Yeah, Vegas will be awesome. Gonna make changes to Jeskai and bring that, and we're gonna be posting that in our guide that me and Ivan are writing up. All of our changes that a dude messaged or asked on Twitter, like, what changes are we gonna be posting and whatever, and like, I let him know it'll be in the guide. All of our changes, all of the cards that you could play. We're gonna talk in depth about like why I'm gonna add why I played the Bolt. I'm just gonna add why he played the Galv. We're gonna talk about some sideboard choices, why we ended up not playing Spell Snare, of what a list would look like if you'd want to play Spell Snare. the changes that we would make with the expecting meta shift. We're probably going to have more cards from the mirror.
Right.
Instead of just like subtlety and dispute and the like the graveyard hate and the purge. So we're gonna have definitely some definitely a different sideboard, maybe a similar main deck.
Yeah.
But
cool, man.
So then I saw that you're going to Baltimore too.
yeah, I'm leaving Friday to Baltimore.
I saw
and then when I come home, I'm leaving Friday to the NRG team event.
Oh, so you're going? I'll see you there.
Yeah. I was talking with Matt. We're gonna celebrate Saturday night.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate Saturday night.
Who are you playing with?
I'm teaming with House of Mana and Benji Solomon.
Cool.
Oh, nice, dude. So you're playing standard then?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing standard. I messaged him after I won. He's like, okay, it's so funny. He was like not 100% on if he was going or not. And then after I locked in top 8, he's like, okay, you can lock me in. And then after I won, he's like, yeah, I just bought my flight.
That's amazing.
And then I messaged the chat maybe like 20 minutes after I won. I was like, hey, I'll be real. Like, if you want modern insurers, I'd rather not play modern. he's like, yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
Right.
So he's gonna play Titan then, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. I mean, you could. That's it's the sky blue.
Yeah.
It's water wet. There's the sunshine. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So we have to look forward to you spiking Baltimore. Then I saw 201 people as of noon.
Oh yes, sir.
As of noon today.
Yes, sir.
Well, Orlando was like that, remember? I mean, I don't know. We'll see what it gets up to. It probably won't be the 800 that Orlando was, but I would be...
Orlando was the same. Orlando was exactly the same. Monday, It was like 170 people.
Okay.
And then when we got there and we were there was like 600 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What I think it is a lot of people see that there's not a whole lot of people signed up, and they're like, all right, whatever, I'll sign up when I get there Thursday.
Yeah, EV's good,
or when I get there Friday.
Yeah, and probably encourage a lot more people to go.
A lot of people in the Northeast that will just drive there.
Yeah. And like they like if they capped it at 500, like it would be full already. People would just see and they would sign up.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Magic players are procrastinators. I believe that a lot of us are. I've certainly missed a couple GP registrations back in the day and showed up to the main event and they're like, yeah, dude, you missed registration. I'm like, dang.
Oh man.
Yeah, missed the melee cutoff, and I'm filling out a paper. Paper.
Dude, Joe was there when I did that in Orlando. I was gonna play one of them whatever events before the event.
Oh, the LCQ or ReCQ or whatever. Yeah.
Ivan was like, "Hey, stupid! Like you should sign up." They stop at 11:25 or
10 minutes before or whatever. Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna finish writing on my cyber guide. And he's like, okay. And then I go to sign up a minute after that they stop, before they close it off. And I run up. I'm like, yo, can I get it? And they're like, no, sorry, it's closed. We're putting on pairings. And I was like, okay, well, if there's a buy, you can just pair me to the buy. And the guy was like, there are no buys.
And then there was.
And then I look on the thing, and then there was buys. There was a buy. I was like, dude, that's crazy stuff. Why just be like, we'll have a hard time adding you into that. Why tell me that there's no buys? Like, why lie to me for free? Like, I don't get it.
Oh man. Well, Vinny, it's been a blast having you on here, dude. Hopefully we'll have you on here again when you take down some other major event. When is the next PT? Or Lorwyn? When the one
I have no idea. Yeah. I haven't even looked up anything I'm queued for now.
The PT's in Richmond, I believe.
Yeah, PT's in Richmond, and then Worlds is in Atlanta, I think. Next year Worlds is in Atlanta.
Okay. PT's probably February.
That makes sense. It's just Lorwyn release date.
Okay.
Yeah. And Lorwyn releases January, end of January, I think.
Not sure.
But
do we know what the format is yet? Standard, modern. We don't know.
Let me go look right now.
I don't.
Yeah.
The 30th to the 1st in Richmond, standard is what online is telling me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the week after RC Portland.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's like, testing will be really interesting. I was talking about it with Carlo, and it's like, okay, are we supposed to like make 2 decks, and then 1 deck is for the RC, and then we come up with another new deck for the PT? It's like, dude, that's like so like they should have been
Further
like,
apart.
it's nice that they're the same format, but man, that like I might not go to the RC.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a reasonable consideration. Like, especially if you and your team arrive at some good tech, but and you know, focus testing is better practice than in RC anyway. Like focus testing with a guy like Jesse Hampton or you know these other folks that are on your team or you know that's kind of we're gonna have an episode about that in the future, like the testing process. And I think testing in person is so much more valuable because you might get to a point in the game where there's this like critical decision making that you have to come through and you know so you can just like lay down your cards with your teammate and be
talk
like
it out.
or you know or go back to that and say well this is my hand like what decision should I make. I guess you can do that online too but I think it can be more valuable at the moment.
What I really like is being able to go back and be like, okay, let's just like let's take 3 turns this way, like keep track of what you drew in what order, like let's do 3 turns of the game this way, and then like okay, I did not like how that turned out, like let's go back, like let's set our decks back the way they were, okay, let's do 3 turns but I'm gonna do this instead.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's way easier to like retain information in person than it is like on Arena or Moto.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's just like a personal element to it that makes it I think that it sticks with you a little bit more. Pete and I do it all the time.
Yeah, I get way more value out of our in-person testing than I do just jamming 5 leagues in a day.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you come across like some random deck you'll never see in a tournament on a league like
Right, every day.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? I in a league I played against Mill twice, and I was like, dude, what a waste of time. But I ended up playing against Mill in the tournament.
Yeah, the Mill
It
was
nuts.
was like a recorded deck on the day 2 metagame chart. It was kind of funny.
So nuts, dude.
Yeah, so not a waste of time after all.
No, yeah, I was just, yes, sir, it's not a waste of time at all.
Well, Vinny, it's been a blast having you on here, man. I look forward to the next time I get to see you and, you know, share a meal, sling some cards with you.
Yes, sir. Look forward to 2 weeks from now, baby.
I appreciate, you know, all the times that you helped me test before those RCs, you know, where I got a little bit lucky, kind of helping me hone my craft. So thanks for that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. You want to share your social media where people can get a hold of you?
Yeah. My ex is Vinnie Fino, BINNY BINO. Feel free to follow me on there. If you have any questions, feel free to just at me and put DM, and I'll send you a DM, and you could ask away. Me and Ivan Espinosa are going to be making a Metafy. That will be on my account. I'll have it pinned. And you'll be able to get our guide on there. It's going to be $20. It's going to have, a whole lot of information on there. If you bought a guide from Ivan in the past, you'll be able to see how in-depth he goes and just how much effort he puts into it. And it won't just be him putting the effort into it as well. It's also me. I've on the 3-hour plane ride home, I probably wrote maybe like 4,000 words.
Nice,
and that's not even me just taking my time, and that's just me kind of like spamming in just all of my thoughts at the moment, just like directly after post tournament.
Yeah.
On my breaks at work, I've been writing 1,000 words and just having everything written down and all of my thought process. And also on the guide, we're going to be having some videos on there about, I'm going to be playing over the semis and finals match, and just kind of going over my thought process and kind of why I made the plays I did and what I was looking for and, you know, why I discarded Riddler to the Fable. Um, you know, so it'll be a very in-depth, and I'm looking forward to, you know, continuing this journey with everybody, and I'm unbelievably thankful for all the love and support I've gotten, and I thank you everyone so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us, Vinny. It's been a pleasure. Love you, man. Really appreciate you. And, oh, and yeah, find us on Twitter or X at My Guys Magic Podcast or My Guys Magic Cast. We're on YouTube, My Guys Magic Podcast. You can email us at myguysmagicpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also find us on Blue Sky, My Guys Magic Podcast. Shout out to Fire Shoes for the follow. Thank you, sir.
And yeah, thank you again, Vinny. Seriously, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, and if you want,
thank you so much for having me.
If you want to follow me directly, it's on Twitter at Joe_Mama_77. I knew you would love that, Vinny. Pete, what about you, man?
Yeah, just find me on Twitter also, PDub999, or just catch me in the streets on MTGO. And see y'all next week, my guys.